All right, good evening, everybody. I would like to welcome you today to the Homeschoolers Virtual Open Day. Karibuni sana, it's good to have you. I see we have Jesse, Roberta, and William on the webinar. So great to have you. Probably we'll give a minute or so to see if we can get additional attendees, and then we shall kick off. Just to check in on your end, if there's anybody who will be joining, so maybe we could give them until 5 plus, another extra minute, or do
I think we
we
can give them.
kick off? Yeah.
I think we can give them another extra 5 more minutes.
All right. Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Joyce. I'd like to welcome all those that have joined us. I know we have a couple of new joiners. Welcome, Anne and Tabitha as well. We are giving another 3 minutes and then we'll kick off, giving people another 3 minutes to join in and then we'll kick off the webinar today. It's good to have you. Right. Right, I saw hand raised. I don't know if that was an error from Tabitha, but if not, allow us to kickstart our webinar today. The rest will probably join us as we move along. So yes, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the Homeschoolers Virtual Open Day today. By way of introduction, my name is Lydia Karingithi, and I'm the Partnerships Manager for Nexford University in Kenya. And basically what my role entails is I lead and manage strategic partnerships that drive our market entry into Kenya and the East African market. So basically, any stakeholders, this cuts across private sector, public sector, potential learners, parents, anybody who, in one way or another interacts with Nexford is considered a stakeholder, and it is my role to manage those relationships. So for our webinar today, this is the agenda, and the objective is to give an overview of who Nexford is to homeschoolers and their parents for them to gain a better understanding of who we are. And thereafter, also have part of the Nexford team come speak to the registration and admission requirements. And we'll also run you through a virtual tour of NXU just to give you an understanding on how it is to study at Nexford. And we'll culminate the webinar by getting to hear from some of our homeschoolers who are current learners at Nexford University. So as mentioned, we, as I lead partnerships, we thrive on partnerships, and we all know the African proverb that says, if you want to go far, you move together. And so we are constantly seeking partnerships with individuals and organizations who share our mission, basically to democratize access to high quality, affordable education. And in this regard, we have partnered with African Students Discoveries, that is represented here today by Joyce Kibet. And basically, this partnership is for us to create awareness on alternative for higher education in Kenya. I believe the time is ripe for innovative higher education solutions, and universities that will thrive are those that are meeting people to study where they are. And so before I get into who Nexford is, I'd like to invite Joyce to give her remarks on our partnership, and then we can continue with the webinar today.
Thanks, Lydia, and thanks, everybody. I hope you can hear me. I know most of us have met and been talking before in our homeschooling journey, and I'm not a stranger to most of you, but however, let me introduce myself. I'm Joyce Kibet, African Student Discoveries. I'm the founder, and I know you've been interacting with African Student Discoveries when we've been doing industry visits for our high schoolers and our elementary school students for the last, 7 to 5 years. And as we've been discussing in our journey with different parents and students, and they're asking where can we get an experience that is authentic and accredited for higher education for our children to continue with a homeschool experience that gives them flexibility, future-ready skills, and a global perspective. And that's how I came across Nexford University. Let me also say that I'm a parent of Nexford University. You'll be able to meet my two daughters, and I'm a happy parent, so to speak. And as I've encountered Nexford University, I thought this is what the homeschoolers have been talking about, and most of you have asked me where can we meet them. And when I talked to Lydia, she was able to inform me that they do have open virtual days for different stakeholders, and they would like to meet the homeschooling community. So welcome everybody. Once again, I'm the founder of African Student Discoveries. Most of you are not a stranger to this, and I hope that you'll be able to engage Lydia and her team quite the extent that you want. Please ask every question that you have, and even after this, you can still engage them, and they'll be able to answer any question. Thank you, Lydia.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much, Joyce. And this is just the beginning of this engagement and this conversation. I'd like to also mention that we also have a community space. We are based at Sanlam Tower in Westlands on Wayaki Way. And every Thursday, we open up this space for what we call drop-in days. So anybody who has inquiries on Nexford, on who we are, anyone who would want to meet someone from the applications team, the space is open all day from 9 to 6 p.m. and you can come in and have all your questions addressed by the team. So we look forward to having you for those, but also curating an actual open day where we can actually get to meet the homeschooling community in person. We do have open days that we schedule as well every alternate week. So it's bi-weekly at our space every Thursday. But we also do custom ones. And so we will be having the conversation with Joyce. If there is additional interest to do this in person, we'd be more than happy to actually have one curated for the homeschooling community. Right. So who is Nexford? And I'll just keep right on to it. So we pride ourselves that we call ourselves a challenger university. If you have gone to our website, our slogan is University Reimagined. And this is because we've reimagined what a modern university experience looks like. And we've done this by tearing down the walls of a traditional campus and designed a modern learning experience that is 100% online. So we are designed for our global audience, and anybody who is looking to build in-demand skills while earning recognized and accredited credentials. And by delivering our programs 100% online, we leverage on technology, and we are then able to deliver world-class education at a fraction of the cost that traditional universities would. So all our programs as Nexford are future-focused, they are competency-based, and by this we mean that we work with industry, we work with employers to first understand the pain points they're facing when it comes to skill gaps, and then we work backwards to create a curriculum to solve for these challenges. So our programs being competency-based, our programs being future-focused, they help individuals to actually build practical skills that they will use to get ahead in their career. And we are accredited in the US, but are also recognized by the Commission of University of Education in Kenya. So Nexford, when we talk about democratizing access to higher education, one of the things that we also do is our learning is asynchronous and self-paced, which means that there are no fixed class times, and you can flex your learning to, fit your schedule. So you could decide if you want to run a small business or you have other hobbies and interests you're pursuing. That shouldn't stop you in advancing your education. And so we are here for that. So our tuition fees are also charged monthly, as you can see here, and you can pay in USD, or you can pay in Kenya shillings or through Kenya shillings using M-Pesa as well. And what this means with monthly tuition payments is the faster you graduate, the more money you save. If you're familiar with traditional learning experience, most people pay, or most universities require you to pay upfront in semesters. And so whether you complete studying earlier or not, you would still be required to pay that particular fee. But for Nexford, if you do have the capacity or capability to study and complete your studies within a certain time frame, at the point in which you complete, that's all you will pay for. You don't need to pay for any additional time. That's allowing you to save your funds. So that is who we are. We are currently in 100+ countries, and we have a community of over 10,000 learners, all under the Nexford community. So this is a recognition letter that we wanted to share from the Commission of University of Education. I know I mentioned that, yes, we are accredited in the US, but for us to be able to operate locally, we had to reach out to the Commission of University of Education, which is a very rigorous process for them to evaluate our programs and to ascertain that they are recognized locally. And this is a sample of one of our learners. So we did this last year in July, and this is a sample of one of our learners where CUE actually confirmed that we are recognized locally. We also encourage anybody to reach out to them directly. I think on the Kenya community page, we do have the contacts, the CUE contacts there as well. So you could drop an email, you could walk in, you could phone them, and they can confirm the same, even as you look forward to making an informed decision regarding your education or your children's education. I also just wanted to share, I know part of what I said is that our programs are competency-based, and what I wanted to share with you, some of the work we have been doing locally, just to really speak to the fact that we are keen on making sure that we are addressing the current skill gaps. You know, for those when, especially I know we have parents here, I hope we do, for those who have an experience either being managers or running businesses, one of the pain points at the employer side is the fact that you get people who have gone to university, but yet they do not have the skills that are needed to perform the job. So they struggle with productivity, they struggle with ramping up in the workplace. And what this does is it really affects the bottom line of the business. And so, you know, the solution that we're solving for is making sure that all the skills that we are all the skills that we are training are really focused on the future of work and are therefore relevant to what employers are looking for. We recently partnered, as you can see here, with the Federation of Kenya Employers, which is a quasi-government, an employer lobbying body. And we conducted a huge skill gaps, study in that is sometime in August last year, where we interviewed close to 500 organizations across the country. And if anyone would be interested, we'd be more than happy to share with you the skills gap survey. And the output of this particular study is for Nexford to collaborate with the Federation of Kenya Employers to then create programs that will address the skill gaps that exist across the different sectors. One interesting point that came out from the study is I know that employers are constantly looking for people with skills to do certain jobs. But one thing that came out from this study is that 76% of employers in Kenya still look at a degree as a prerequisite to get a job. And so for us, how we look at it is if you then need to invest in an undergraduate degree for you to get a job opportunity, then why not invest in one that is relevant and one that will make you stand out tomorrow, not just today. So happy to share this to anyone who would be interested to look at the study we did with FKE. One of the questions that we also get asked before I skip into our programs is what happens if I study at Nexford? Will I have a local graduation ceremony or where will I graduate? So when you complete your studying and our registrar is here, you're in good academic standing and you have completed your studies, we definitely share a soft copy of your certificate with you. And if you require a hard copy for it, I know there's a small shipping cost to it. And once you pay that, it is shipped to you. However, if you would like to attend a graduation in person, we do have an annual graduation in the US every year, and that is open to everybody. What we do is we support you with the embassy letter for the visa application, and thereafter the rest, the onus is on you to complete the application process. We also do have graduations in Nigeria as well, and this is because largely it's really around the numbers. So Nigeria has been one of our strongest markets. We had taken a while to get into Kenyan market because we needed the recognition from the CUE, and therefore because they have the numbers, they're able to hold graduations annually, and this is really at the last quarter of the year. However, with the numbers that we are seeing for Kenya, we anticipate to start having graduations locally from 2025, hopefully, for our Kenyan graduates. But this does not mean that if you graduate, if you complete your studies and there's no graduation, for example, in Kenya next year, if we have it in 2026, you cannot participate. We open up our graduations to anybody who is, a Nexford alumni and would be willing to attend an in-person, because we know there's joy in sharing that achievement of completing your studies, and rightfully so. Great. So I'll now skip into just speaking about our different programs, the different programs that we offer at Nexford, and just looking at the target audience that we have today. I'd like to kick off the conversation with our undergraduate programs, and our undergraduate program is a bachelor's in business administration. So one thing I should mention before I get into this is one of the things I would say that Nexford has really mastered is to be able to check whether learners have demonstrated mastery of competency across the different courses that we offer. And as you're aware, and as I mentioned earlier, our studies are 100% online. There are some courses you cannot, assess online. You would be able to study, but you would not be able to assess online. And it is for this, particular reason that I would say Nexford programs are at the intersection of where business meets technology, just because using, technology and using, digital tools, we're able to assess for mastery of these particular competencies. So you find that the undergraduate that we offer is the BBA, which is a bachelor's in business administration, but you can take it with a couple of specializations that are listed herein. And if you look at these particular specializations, you can tell that they are really geared around digital transformation, and rightfully so, because we are in the era of digital disruption. So digital disruption is here to stay, and folks who equip themselves with the skills are the ones who will stand out in the future. And so you can either take that as a standalone, or you can take that with a specialization, which basically means that you are adding on skills to your degree program. Our standard cost for the BBA is $135 per month, with an average completion time of 36 to 48 months. However, with the partnership that we have with the African Students Discoveries, we are providing a tuition discount, and you can study for your undergrad. You give a 20% discount, and you can study for undergrad with $108 per month, which brings the average total cost to $3,888 for the entire duration of the program. But then again, remember, as I mentioned earlier, it is self-paced studying, so you get to determine how quickly you want to study. And if you have capacity, you can study more. And of course, you're maintaining the right GPA. You can accelerate your learning. You can pick an accelerated learning path that will allow you to complete your studying early, and will also allow you to save more money. Then thereafter, we do have our degree programs, again, still focusing in, still future focused, as you can see through the specializations. We do have our MBA, we have our Masters of Science in Digital Transformation, Masters of Science in Data Analytics, and most recently, we launched the Masters of Science in Entrepreneurship. So the first three are geared for individuals who are looking to get ahead in their careers and stay ahead. And the Masters of Science in Entrepreneurship is geared for startup founders who are looking to, grow their businesses while earning credentials. So all our MBA programs are priced at $240 per month. But for this particular partnership, we are giving a 30% scholarship for the MBA programs for a duration of 1 year. We normally say that the average completion time is 18 months. But again, if you can study faster, then again, I will keep on saying the quicker you graduate, the more money you save. But for this particular partnership, we're offering a 30% scholarship for anybody who's a partner and is known to Joyce and her organization. So we not only have undergraduate and graduate programs, but we also believe in equipping people to master skills, to help them, solve business problems, to help them stay ahead in their careers. And therefore, we have other non-degree programs that can support you with that. We do have the graduate and undergraduate certificates, and these are accredited as well. And you will get an Nexford certificate for that. So they really help you to gain skills that you require for the current, work or space that you're currently in. Then we also have the graduate and undergraduate courses, the short courses as well. These ones run for the short courses for 1 to 2 months, where you're looking to master specific skills. And then we do have professional certificates, and these are offered in collaboration with the technology industry leaders like IBM, Meta, and Google, and they focus on tech skills. So if you're looking to build any tech in-demand skills, such as analytics, such as frontware developers, then the professional certificates are for you. We do have a current running offer. So initially, especially for the professional certificates, for the non-degree programs for this particular partnership, we are giving 15% off. But for the professional certificates, we actually do have a current offer, and we'll send the links to all these programs after the webinar, where it was initially $59 per month for each certificate, and they range from an average of 3 to 6 months, which would bring the average cost to about $300. But currently, we have a running offer from the demand that we've seen with corporates, and because we're offering this to them, where we're giving them at $150, regardless of the certificate, for you to get the skills for the entire duration of the course. So that is also currently running, and we'll share that information as well after the webinar. So thank you very much for that. Please put any questions you have on the Q&A box, and we'll respond to them as we move along. I'd like to call upon our manager, registrar, and admission, Sandra, to take us through the next process.
Thank you, Lydia. I'll be discussing about the admission requirements. Can go over to the next slide, please. Lydia. Can you move to the next slide? Okay, thank you. So there are 5 admission items that you must attend if you are applying for an undergraduate or a graduate level certificate or degree program. First off would be a digital copy of your government issued ID. We accept national ID, passport data page, voter's card, or a driver's license. So it must indicate that it must indicate your official name, a photo, and also your date of birth. And should it have an expiry date, it must be valid within the application. So once you have submitted the application, if the expiry must be valid, or the validity must be valid within that date. Additionally, you are required to submit a passport style photo, a digital copy. This must be clear and professional looking, as this will be verified against the photo on your government ID. We also require a proof of graduation or completion for undergraduate certificate or degree program applicants. There are different credentials we accept. First one would be the KCSE. So our minimum requirement is for you to have a mean grade of C+. We also accept IGCSE. So this is the International General Secondary Certificate of Secondary Education. We accept Pearson, one of the awarding or issuing organization. We also accept Cambridge International. For Cambridge, the scores, or the minimum score, is a C in 5 subjects, including mathematics and English. For Pearson, that's 4. So they're using a numerical grade right now. So it's 4 in 5 subjects, including mathematics and English. I've indicated a link in here for those who will be or who hasn't taken the Cambridge IGCSE. So if you are not studying in any of their centers, or if you want to or at any Cambridge International School and you just want to take their exams, you can do that as a private candidate. And you can visit the British Council website in Kenya for you to register as a private candidate. All of the details of the examinations, also as well as the timetable for you to take the exam are indicated in there, even how you will be able to share your results with us, or how you can download the results once it has been released. Same applies for Pearson. I just haven't provided the link in here, but let me send that over to the chat. You can register online for for Pearson EdExcel IGCSE. And we need to verify the results. But anyway, if you have already taken the exam, you can just submit a copy, the personal copy of your certificates, for us to see the grades or the scores for the specific subjects. And then we can provide you more information on how you can secure the official copy of the certificates. Same applies for KCSE. There's also an option for us to verify the results online for us to consider the document official. Another one would be GED, or this is for the general education development test. So it has 4 content modules. This is in the US, but they have international centers. So the minimum requirement is 145 score for each of the content modules. How this is called in Kenya, the GED credential, is the District of Columbia High School Equivalency Diploma. So if you haven't completed high school at the traditional route, you can take the test and you will be awarded with the equivalency diploma, meeting the criteria for you to be able to apply for undergraduate programs or undergraduate certificates. I also provided the link for the GED examination, or the GED tests. The details for the examination and also the fees are indicated in there. I can just drop it in the chat if need be. In the event that, for example, you weren't able to meet the minimum requirement for KCSE, if you have taken a diploma, you can also qualify. So it's a 3-year diploma. And if this is taken from a TechVoc institution or college, we require to see the diploma certificate from NEC. So for us to ensure that you have completed all the 3 external examinations. So these are the basic or the acceptable credentials for undergraduate certificate or programs. For diploma, by the way, if you're applying for a degree program, you can use a diploma for transfer credits. You may just want to inform the admissions team that you're applying for one, and we can review your diploma, the courses that you have taken under the diploma program, to determine what courses will transfer into the BBA program. It also applies for AAS if you want to consider. For graduate certificates and programs, we only require a bachelor's degree from an accredited institution. Additionally, from that one, we also require an English proficiency evidence. Now, this is for everyone. However, for Kenyan applicants, we know that the official language of instruction is in English, so this requirement has been waived. Another item in the admission requirements is for you to submit, or for you to pay an application fee. This will enable your application to be submitted for an admission officer to review it. Just please take note that the application is done online. You can visit our website at www.nexford.edu. At the upper right corner, you can see a button in there that says Start Application, and you will be guided throughout the process. Our Nexford application specialist will be happy to assist you throughout the application journey, even during the enrollment journey. The next slide is for the graduate level program requirements. So we have what we call foundation courses, and there are specific requirements for graduate level applicants, specifically for the degree programs. For example, if you are applying for the MBA program, if you have a business related degree, you will be accepted directly to the MBA program. However, if you don't hold a business related degree, you are required to take 4 foundation courses. You must attain a C or better in all of the 4 foundation courses before you can transition into the MBA program. For MSDA, we require that you must have a business-related degree with a statistics course. Otherwise, you are required to take 2 foundation courses, attain a C or better, before you can move forward to the MSDA program. Sometimes there are applicants who have a degree in statistics or maybe have a degree in business, but do not really have a statistics course. We can waive one out of the 2 foundation courses depending on what degree you have taken and what are the courses that you have taken under that degree. For MSDT, we accept applicants who have a business-related or an IT-related degree directly to the MSDT program. Otherwise, they're required to take 1 foundation course with a C and must attain a C or better. For MSc, there's no specific field we are looking for this program. You just have to have a bachelor's degree from an accredited institution. So that's it on my side. Thank you. I'll be handing it over to Mai for the virtual tour.
Yes, hi. Thank you so much, Sandra. Hello, everyone. My name is Mai, and I'm a senior Nexford application specialist. I'm happy to be joining this call today so that I can give everyone an idea how the online platform looks like. I'll be sharing my screen and, just giving an overview and guiding everyone through the different areas in the online learning experience. All right, I believe everybody should be able to see my screen. All right. With a show of hands, I'd love to see who from the attendees are able to see my screen already. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I see Roberta, Tabitha, William, and Joyce. Okay, I think everybody can see my screen. Fantastic. All right, so what everyone is currently looking at is the homepage of the online learning platform at Nexford. The learning management system we use is Canvas. If you haven't heard of Canvas before, it is the same platform that is being used by Ivy League universities. It's super user-friendly. I'm happy to show you guys a little more about it today and how to navigate through it. The great thing about Canvas is there is a mobile application that everybody can download as well. It's called Canvas Student. So once anybody gets enrolled at Nexford, you can log into your online program through the application as well. So everyone is free to download this today, but it's important to note that you're not going to be able to access your online program at Nexford or Nexford University through the application until you have gotten enrolled at Nexford. So you have to apply first, get enrolled, you'll get your login information, and then you'll be able to access your program through the application. So this is not only for Android. If you have an iPhone as well, you can definitely download Canvas Student. The thing to note for both the application and the online platform is that is the same that I said about the enrollment. So same thing, our online platform that you're currently looking at is something you can access only once you've gotten enrolled. The application is very functional. You can check your program, you can do your studies, you can check your grades, you can communicate with fellow learners or your professor, and so much more. However, a PC or a laptop is definitely required to be able to do your studying, especially for some of the assignments, as well as some of the proctored assessments. So proctored assessments are, I would say, the closest thing that Nexford has to an exam. We don't provide exams at Nexford. Rather, your grades are dependent on your performance in the assignments or final projects, and those are accumulated to form your overall GPA. However, there are these proctored assessments, which I mentioned, and they're only at the beginning, middle, and end of every degree program. And those are, you're required to have a video on, it's timed, it's, it's recorded, and so on. So those are the only things I would say that we have that is closest to the feeling of an exam. Otherwise, it is a very competency-based learning, as you've heard today. So it depends on your skills. We get to see you apply these skills in the assignments and the projects required of you in every course. All right, so that is just an overview also of just sort of the learning experience and the exams. Let's go back to the dashboard that we're looking at right now. These boxes that you see in front of you represent the courses that you are enrolled in or a resource that you always have access to. So a resource you always have access to is, for example, the writing lab. I will get to that a little later on. But I'd love to start with you guys on the NXU orientation. So NXU stands for Nexford University, and the orientation course is a very short course that you need to complete once you get enrolled at Nexford and before you start your official Nexford program. So it is sort of your welcome package once you get enrolled. It tells you everything you need to know about the online platform, how to navigate through it. You learn more about the university policies and requirements and the grading system, how to receive support, whether it's from the academic team, your professor, fellow learners, or success advisors, or what we call also the learner success team, which I will explain more about also in a minute. Let's jump to the modules section, and I'd love to jump into the introduction part. You'll see in the modules here, there are only modules 1 to 4, whereas every standard Nexford course usually has 6 modules and a final project. So this is, as you can see, much shorter. You're not being graded for this NXU orientation. It is just a guide to tell you everything you need to know to succeed in the online learning experience, and you can finish it in as little as 30 minutes. It doesn't take very long to complete the NXU orientation. So right from the beginning, you'll see that there is a welcome video from our founder and our CEO, Fadil Tarzi, where he tells everybody a bit more about Nexford and Nexford's mission and how we got started. So I'd love to play this for everyone just for a few seconds.
It's been said that the future is a convenient place for dreams, so why not dream big? I've always known education changes lives, but I first realized its impact over a decade ago. On my entrepreneurial journey, I saw a gap between the skills of college graduates and the needs of employers. With my own startups, I struggled to find people with the right competencies. For example, I couldn't find a software engineer with effective communication skills. I couldn't find the creative designers who could plan. I thought to myself, is this why unemployment stats of college graduates grab so many media headlines, and it's not a graduate's fault? Burdened by heavy debt, cohorts of learners walk away from university unprepared.
That's just for once you get enrolled at Nexford. I do want to say, though, that this video right in front of you is a small example of the different and dynamic elements through which you're going to be doing your studying at Nexford. So it's not just going to be a lot of text. You'll find articles, links to outside resources, and so much more. So there's always something to keep you engaged. We don't learn falling asleep. So you'll see that up a lot every module.
I think Mai is having connectivity challenges. I'm sure she'll be back in a minute or so. Apologies, kindly bear with us as she logs back on. Hey, Mai, can you hear us now? Great.
Yes, I can. Sorry, I'm not sure how long I got disconnected there.
I
Seems
felt like it got a
an
bit
internet issue.
sketchy from the video. Yes, no worries.
Okay, no worries. I'll just jump right in. All right. Okay. So I'm back sharing my screen here, guys, and so I was just showing a sneak peek to everybody of this welcome video from our CEO. I do apologize if it cut off there, but I'm back in the module section here, and I just want to progress past that video and give you an idea of what else the orientation tells you about. So right from the beginning, we recommend everybody to join, these WhatsApp groups. It's super useful to have a study buddy right from the beginning of your program. Since we do have learners from over 110 countries around the world right now, you'll find there are so many WhatsApp groups, whether it's country-specific, program-specific, or intake-specific. And if you don't find a WhatsApp group that suits you, you can always start up your own, share it with our success team, and they'll help share it with other learners to join. So I truly encourage everybody, join these WhatsApp groups from the beginning. You also have the option to get connected with peer mentors who are also other Nexford learners that are dedicated to making you feel welcome and help you get settled in the online platform. So that is another option for everybody once they get enrolled as well. And then we have these discussion forums that are embedded in our courses, within the orientation. When this first pops up, you're being, encouraged to introduce yourself to the Nexford community. So in these discussion forums, often you'll find the posts are right down here. Other learners can reply to that. They can, do a thumbs up or so on. Within the actual courses, I bet that these actually start up actual discussions and a lot of back and forth between learners, talking about a certain topic or something related to the module or the course. And then finally, you'll go through the important policies and, the resources and how to reach out to help for extra help and so on. So this is the orientation for everybody. This is just the introduction parts. You're going to learn so much more, of course, once you actually start the orientation course. Here you're being advised about how to help, and one of those ways is through connecting with a success advisor. So success advisors are, they serve as your sort of coach or your mentor throughout your Nexford program. There's 24/7 access to reach out to them, whether it's by scheduling a call or you could chat to them on WhatsApp, or you can send them an email. And often you'll find that these success advisors reach out to you before you even think of reaching out to them, because they are tracking your progress. Their role is literally to help you succeed, hence their name. So, they're going to help you with scheduling, with goal setting, with so much more. And they just want to make sure that you're succeeding with your program. So that is just a sneak peek of the orientation, guys. Next, I just want to talk about the sort of basic features you see on the left side here, in this left side navigation pane that follows you wherever you go in the online platform. Of course, the calendar, you'll see that there are items already added in your calendar, depending on the courses that you were enrolled in. You can play around a bit with, the filters of the calendar to help you get it organized. You can click anywhere to add your own event or add your own to-do item. And if you click on more options, you can add more details to flesh out that event a little bit more. And the great thing is that this can be synchronized with your PC or your laptop or your mobile phone. That way you never miss out on any important reminders or assignments or deadlines. And as you can see, these are color-coded, which is something you can control from the main dashboard here. Just by clicking on these buttons, just select the color that you want. You can do a color overlay. So these are just some fun features in the Canvas learning management system. You've got the inbox, which is one of the easiest ways to communicate with anybody in the global learner community. You do receive announcements from faculty members or so on straight in your inbox, but I want to show you how easy it is to compose a new message. Just select the course that you were enrolled in. For example, let's say leadership and organizational development. Do you want to speak with a teacher or a student? Let's say you want to speak with a student named Abigail. Just put in your subject and your message and send. And it is that easy to communicate with anybody. Of course, you can access the inbox option also in the mobile application if you do happen to download it. So we're back in the main dashboard here. Before we wrap up our call today, I think I'd love to jump into some of the learner benefits also with the online platform. So one of that is the writing lab, which I mentioned earlier today. We know that not everybody is a natural born writer, and for the types of assignments you may be required to do during your learning experience, there may be types of formatting that you are not accustomed to using. This is the area that's going to help you with that. It's going to help you improve your academic writing, improve your research research skills, just go to the modules area here. You'll find a couple of papers on different areas, such as the NXU style guide, APA style, one of the types of formatting you'll be learning, how to paraphrase, tips on English grammar and paragraph structure. There are videos also, so they're not only just papers. And then you have a couple of frequently asked questions to help you further. And if they do not answer the question that you're seeking to have the answer to, you can still reach out to a success advisor or our team of faculty members. All right, so we're back in the dashboard again. I'd love to just give everyone a sneak peek also of Roadmap to Success, which is one of the early on BBA courses. This is normally how courses are, how they look like, how standard courses look like. You'll find a course syllabus everyone can click on, which will give you key course information. If you open that up, it'll take you to this page. You'll get a description of the specific course within the program that you're enrolled in, what skills and competencies you're expected to learn upon completion of this course, what is the course outline, what are the grades, that you're required to attain to complete this course and pass it, and then also just an overview of the faculty support that you can receive. If we go to the modules area, I'll just give a sneak peek of one of the modules just to give everyone an idea of the dynamic elements I was talking about earlier today, how it really changes up as you progress. As you can see, because I've progressed until section 3 before, it does track your progress. It shows me that I was 38% complete of this module, but let's jump to module 1 or section 1 of module 1. As you can see, these are the audio clips that I was mentioning earlier.
And career. Hello, and welcome to the start of your roadmap to success.
So that's just an example. You'll find audio clips sometimes. You'll find slides like these that provide you with the information you need to learn. You can see that these are dynamic. They pop up as you keep scrolling. Every area almost feels different than the area before, so there's really always something to keep you engaged. You have to click on these to get the information that you need. And then sometimes you'll find links to outside resources. For example, here, you're being asked to click on this and watch a set of videos that will provide you with the information that you need. So here it's taking you outside of the online platform for an external resource just to go through these short videos, this playlist of short videos. Then upon completion of that, you have a little exercise, sort of a knowledge check that you're not being graded on, but you're just needing to match these together. For example, submit that, see if it's correct or incorrect. I got that correct just by chance, and so on. So I hope this gives everybody also just a better idea of how some of the courses will look like. Every course is different, of course, than others. And next, I will jump to the other learner benefits. So on the side here, you see this library, which stands for the NXU library, which is a robust library of over 60 million resources that covers so many different topics. We can jump to a specific group here, but I'd like to just scroll through some of them for you. You'll see that these include encyclopedias, they include ebooks, databases, articles, research papers, and so much more. So this is a great research tool for you to utilize while you're studying at Nexford. That is the NXU library, and then you'll see a link for LinkedIn Learning. If you haven't heard of LinkedIn Learning, it is, of course, in connection to LinkedIn. Normally, you need a subscription with a fee to be able to join LinkedIn Learning, but as a Nexford learner, you get unlimited access to LinkedIn Learning's 16,000 plus courses and videos that cover so many different topics at no additional cost. So you can definitely study anything, whether it's a 5-minute video or a 3-hour course on LinkedIn. It does not have to be related to the course that you're studying at Nexford or the program that you're studying at Nexford. However, if you do wish it was more related to the program that you're studying at Nexford, the great thing is that we drop you, actual suggestions within the courses. So for example, in Roadmap to Success, if I jump to the module section, you'll see that within some of the modules, we have an area called Expand, where we are advising you take this LinkedIn Learning course that is related to this module. We did that as well in module 2, for example. in module 3 and not in module 4. So it depends. So that is if you want to be sort of guided with which LinkedIn Learning courses you want to take. Upon completion, you do receive this certificate. So this is a great benefit. Learners love that. They get to add it to their CV or their resume, or, put it on their profile, show to their community or their employer that they are learning on the go. They're learning additional skills next to their Nexford program. They're not just waiting to graduate, to showcase these skills that they've learned. So if you want to learn more about the different career services that Nexford helps you with, everybody can jump to nexford.edu/career. Here we give you more of an idea of how exactly we guide our learners and support them with their career journey. So one of that is, of course, through LinkedIn Learning, which I've just covered. And then there's IBM Digital Nation Africa. So if you are based in Africa, you can receive access also to this, where, it's more, I would say, tech-related courses. If you're into cybersecurity or programming or AI, then this is a place for you. And then finally, we have Forage. It is already a free resource, but we did partner up with Forage for the same reason that, within the courses, we provide you suggestions of which Forage programs to take. So for example, I do advise everybody can go to forage.com also to learn about it. This is a career resource where you can get virtual work experience, but at real companies like JP Morgan and Accenture. It complements the learning that you're doing at Nexford, and you can share your task submissions with recruiters, which can lead to interview opportunities for internships as well. So back to Roadmap to Success here. I just want to quickly show everyone also at the top here, you'll see an area called Forage. This is the virtual work experience program we are recommending for this specific course, for example. All right, I believe that is everything. There's honestly so much to unravel in the online platform, but I'm happy to answer any questions about it as well. If anyone has any, I will give the mic back, I think, to Lydia.
Yes, thanks, Mai, for that very insightful session. I would now like to invite Cindy and Anne Kibet, who are our current learners, just to share their testimonials. Would be great to hear from them, what they were looking for in terms of higher education alternative or option, and why they chose Nexford and how their journey has been so far. So we could probably start with Annette.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Annette Kibet. I'm 19 years old and I am a recent student of Nexford University, currently, of course, based in Kenya. I am taking the Bachelor in Business Administration. I'm choosing to specialize in international business. Maybe I can start off with my experience in Nexford University. So far, so good. The application process, I can say, was something that was very, very seamless, and the specialist guided me through the whole process. And within the same course of that week, I was an already admitted student at Nexford University. So it's a process that I enjoyed and was very seamless and was very easy to undergo. As a fellow homeschooler, I believe adjusting from homeschooling in high school and becoming an online student, this was a very good opportunity, and that adjustment wasn't difficult at all. Throughout the process, like there are a few things, just like learning the platforms and getting used to that, but the support system and the support team that you're provided with is very useful. So the onboarding process and so far the journey has been really good. Something that I really personally liked about the Nexford University is that the work flexibility. For me, personally, the school and work-life balance is very good. The way the courses are adjusted is in a way that you're able to continue partaking in extracurricular activities that you may have had before, especially as a homeschooler. I know that that's personally something I did a lot. Like this past recent week, I was volunteering at a camp, and because the way the courses are given out, I know my deadlines ahead of time where I was able to complete that work and still be able to partake in the volunteering experience. Also, I know like during the summer where I go for a longer period of time, I am able to request for a personal longer break and still be able to come back later on to continue my studies and not let it affect my work. Through this, I am able to do that by fast tracking, which is, I think, a very good opportunity that Nexford does offer, where I am doing my undergraduates, which usually take 4 years, but I am taking the opportunity to do it in 2.5 years. And I also know about the opportunity of doing my master's, and which usually would take 4 years, I can do it in 1.5 years. So I think it's a very good opportunity because in the span of 4 years, I am able to graduate with an undergraduate and a master's, which is a very rare opportunity. I think that something that also stood out to me was the degrees offered are based on like future ready like opportunities. And for me, I was personally interested in law and conservation. That's kind of the area I want to work around. And I chose to do international business because it can relate to what I want to study in my future. For example, when I'm doing the BBA in business administration, specializing in international business, I am able to get into international relations and partnerships, facilitating partnerships between conservation organizations, governments, and international agencies to collaborate on a global conservation initiatives. I can also get into policy analysis and advocacy, using my understanding of international business to analyze policies impacting wildlife conservation and advocate for changes through lobbying or policy-related laws. So even if, let's say, there's a particular career path that you're looking for and the degree isn't listed, that the degrees that Nexford does offer do open very many opportunities for you that can still relate into a certain career path that you are currently looking for. I know a big question might be the social aspect, especially as a homeschooler. That was something that was very like on my mind, but like that was something that was recently mentioned, the different opportunities like joining WhatsApp groups. I joined WhatsApp groups based on intake, and through that I've been able to like just socialize on that level with the different people. I know that there are also local events that do happen like open days. So that I think caters to some extent in that process where I have enjoyed it to that extent. So that's been my personal experience at Nexford University so far. I have really enjoyed it. Maybe I can hand it back over to Lydia.
All right, thank you very much, Annette. Before I invite Cindy, kindly bear with us. I know we are slightly over time. I know we said a couple of minutes late as we're trying to accommodate people who are still joining, but this is the last part of the webinar, and then we shall be wrapping up. All right, over to you, Cindy.
Hello everyone, my name is Cindy. I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, we can, Cindy. Yes.
I'm actually thrilled to share about my experience as a homeschooler transitioning to Nexford. I'm currently pursuing a BBA in specializing in product management. This is actually an aspect that attracted me to Nexford was the opportunity to choose my specialization right from the beginning. What sets Nexford apart for me is the personalized onboarding experience. From day one, I had an admission specialist who not only guided me through the process via email, but also through WhatsApp. This made for me the entire process more personalized and more efficient. The dynamic and innovative learning environment is also what sets Nexford apart for me. One of the values I was looking for when searching for a school is an institution that actually fosters both personal and professional growth. For example, sometime last year, I was working a 9-to-5 job, but despite the demanding schedule and Despite the demanding schedule, I was actually able to submit all my assignments and deliver my work projects on time without feeling overwhelmed. So striking a balance between work and life is crucial, and Nexford support in achieving that balance has been invaluable to me. Flexibility is another highlight of my experience at Nexford. While courses typically run for 8 weeks, I actually appreciate the option to fast track a course without committing to accelerating my entire degree. For instance, last year, December, I wanted to fast track my course to finish it in about 2.5 weeks so that I could have enough time for the holidays. But during January, since I was still in holiday brain, I decided to just do my course for the 8 weeks that it typically runs for. So I really appreciate the adaptability Nexford offers to its students. However, one challenge, I've only faced one challenge, which is the absence of physical student IDs, which sometimes limits me from accessing student offers and benefits in Kenya that require a physical ID. However, I am optimistic, as Nexford had assured us that they are working on resolving this issue in the coming year. Annette had touched on the social aspect, and it is true that was something I was worried about, is being an online student in university and missing out on the university experience. But as mentioned before, you can join either a group based on intake or based on the country, in both based for Kenya and intake. And I've actually been able to make both international and local friends. So I'm actually excited to set up study dates with the local friends. So thank you for listening, and I'm also open up for any questions. So back to Lydia.
All right. Thank you very much, Cindy, as well, for sharing your experience, and Annette, we appreciate it. And now I know we are running past time, as I mentioned. We will send this as I shared earlier, but we've put the link that you could use to apply to any of our programs there. And this is a link dedicated to the partnership that we have with African Student Discoveries that allows you to enjoy the tuition discounts and scholarships that you can access across the different programs that we have. This is for the undergraduate programs, graduate programs, and the short courses and certificates as well. You can also reach out to us. This is our email, kenya@nexford.edu. And I believe I've also posted my number on the chat box. If anybody would like to reach out directly, I can always direct your inquiry to the right person in the Nexford team. So thank you so much. I believe we don't have any questions, and I believe all have been answered on the chat box. So we'd like to thank you for making the time to attend today's webinar, and we look forward to having you joining our programs and also visiting our community space whenever you do have the time to do so at your convenience. So do have a lovely evening all. Goodbye.